Sleeping Beauty. Once upon a time there lived a king and queen who were very unhappy because they had no children. But one day they got a daughter. They had the biggest party ever, and the king invited all the fairies he could find. There were 7 of them. He hoped that they would give the princess a good gift. The party began, and they all had a good time. But there came into the hall a very old fairy who had not been invited. This made the old fairy angry. She sat down and didn't eat anything. She just looked at everyone with evil eyes. At the end of the feast, the fairies each gave the little princess a gift. "The princess shall be the most beautiful woman in the world," the first said. "She shall be sweet and kind to everyone," the second said. "She shall dance like an angel," the third said. "She shall sing like a nightingale," the fourth said. "She shall be loved by everyone," the fifth said. "She shall play wonderful music," the sixth said. Then the old fairy's turn came. She said, "When the princess is 17 years old, she shall prick her finger with a needle, and she shall die." The king and queen got very sad. But there was still another fairy, who had not said anything yet. She said, "No, the princess shall not die. I cannot remove the old woman's curse, but I can change it so the princess will fall asleep for 100 years. Only true love will wake her up." After that, the old woman vanished. The king wanted to save his daughter, so he removed all needles from the castle. One day, when the princess was 17 years old, the king and queen left her alone in the castle. She walked to a room in the top of one of the towers. There an old woman sat with a needle, sewing. "What are you doing, good old woman?" asked the princess. "I am sewing, my pretty child." "Ah," said the princess, "how do you do it? Let me see if I can sew." She had just taken the needle in her hand when, in some way, it pricked her finger. The princess fell asleep. The old woman slowly walked out of the room. Everyone in the castle also fell asleep. The king and the queen, the servants and maids, everyone. Around the castle there grew thorny branches so thick that no one could get past. 100 years later, a prince heard of the sleeping princess. He took his sword and hacked away the thorny branches until he finally got out on the other side. The prince saw that all the people were asleep and tried to find the princess. At last, the prince came to a room in the top of a tower, where he saw the beautiful princess. The prince knelt beside her, and then he awakened her with a kiss. And now the magic sleep was broken. The princess looked at him with wondering eyes and said, "Is it you, my prince? I have waited for you long." Everyone in the castle woke up. The king and the queen got very happy. The prince and princess were married, and they lived happily ever after.